Okay, this is day 3 of my fast, my 18-day water-only fast, and I'm feeling it today. Um, so I'm cold. I'm wearing a flannel shirt and a jacket, um, and so I have almost no energy. I've been drinking a lot of water. But they say that the third, maybe the fourth or fifth day, but the third day, for sure, you're going to hit a wall. And so I am. And so I've just been watching some videos. I do a lot of research around, I'm a truth seeker. So I'm always looking for the truth, whether it's historical, whether it's scientific, whether it's in whatever area I can find the truth. So today I've been exploring history and ancient history, if you will. And there's this guy by the name of Graham Hancock, who is not strictly speaking an archaeologist, although he does a lot of research in that area, but mostly it's from other archaeologists. But once again, I was struck by the idea, well, not by the idea, but how, we think of science as being very objective, but actually it's quite subjective. And of course, archaeology is one of these areas where you have to interpret what you see. And this has happened time and time again where within the realm of science, archaeology, geology, whatever you want to call it, whatever aspect of science you're looking at, that there is this tendency to hold on to what you've discovered or what seems to be settled science. And so there, if anything new comes out, or if someone has a new finding or discovers something, that the tendency is for the scientific community, whether it's in whatever field you're in, to hold on to what you already know. And so the result is that when some new development comes up, or new idea, or new concept, or new discovery, that the scientific community, the consensus scientific community, will ridicule it. And then they'll violently oppose it. And then finally, maybe 30, 40, 50 years later, they'll say, oh, yeah, it was self-evident. So there's this whole idea, and there's a lot of evidence for it around catastrophe, that within recent memory, human memory, that actually 11,600 years ago, that there was some catastrophic disaster that occurred where, all the history around flooding and, all this catastrophe that occurred in the past, that written up in the Bible and everything, that, yeah, it occurred. And so they've dated it to around that time, 11,600 years ago. And there's been some new discoveries that kind of validate that. So it's been interesting for me, because this also connects in with the theory of the electric universe, and cometary theory, and the thunderbolts of the gods. I mean, there's been some really interesting things. And so this ties in, because the idea, or the supposition, or the assumption, or the interpretation of, looking at all this data, geological, historical, in terms of what's been written around the world, And it shows that there may have been a comet that either impacted the Earth or within the electric universe theory is that there were electrical discharges that occurred. And that during that time, we were in the middle of an ice age. And so the flood occurred because of either a cometary impact or the electric discharge that superheated the glaciers. So fascinating stuff. And I don't know what the truth is, but this is emerging science, and that's one of the things that I'm interested in. So I think I'm going to go watch some more videos from this one guy. He's taking us on an adventure around the Ark of the Covenant, which I find really fascinating. And apparently, a lot of the stuff that was in the movie Raiders of the Lost Ark, I see now where they got their research, because there's a lot of stuff from legends around the Jews and Moses and all of that that are quite fascinating. So I'm going to take that in, drink a lot of water, and relax. If you ever do a fast like this, a major fast, a water only fast, I would recommend starting on Friday, because Friday was fine, even the second. And I'll talk to you tomorrow.